Do you have drafty doors that you're worried this winter are going to cost you a lot of money and make your house uncomfortable? Well, if so, stick around. In this month's quick tip, we're going to talk about how to fix that problem coming up next. Hey friends, Ryan Reynolds here with Keller Williams Consultants Realty in this month's quick tip. Well, today we're talking about fixing drafty doors, and there's a number of reasons that a door can be drafty, but most of the time the reason is that the weather stripping around the door has just worn out. Over time, when you open and close doors, the flexible part that keeps the wind and rain and things like that from outside from coming inside wears out, and you need to replace it. The good news is that it's actually pretty easy to do and fairly cheap too, so we're going to show you how to do that now. So the first part in inspecting your weather stripping is basically just open the door up, and then once you have the door open, you're going to be able to see the weather stripping. We turn the light on here so you see a little bit better, and that's this brown strip here that goes kind of in the door. Now it'll come up to the top, and this one actually looks pretty good all the way until you get down to about here, and then you can see we've got some damage from just stuff coming in and out. Okay, as you can see, I've had to actually switch doors to be able to show you this a little bit better, but this is going to be a better example than the door that was in the house of a weather stripping that's damaged. So you can see here, this is the plastic is coming off, and it doesn't look good for quite a ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a hold of this guy up the top. We're simply going to pull out, and it's coming apart there even, but if you get a hold of it good and you pull it back, what you're going to find is there's a little tab there, and that tab slips into a groove that goes all the way up and down this the door. Okay, so we've got the strip out that was damaged. It wasn't a very big deal. It took me like all of 3 seconds. You can see that groove there that goes all the way down. And what I'm going to do is I've got a new piece of weather stripping here that it's got kind of a similar profile to what the old one was, and it's got that same tab. And so I'm just going to put it up in here, and I'm going to press it into this gap. So it started here at the top, and now I'm just going to basically work it down into that groove. And I'm going to do that all the way up and down, and then when I get to the bottom, I'm going to have some excess that we're going to go ahead and trim off. So I'm going to do that here off camera because I can't do it really very well with one hand. Okay, now that I've got it marked, you can sort of see the mark there, and I marked it the right length, if not maybe a touch short where this is. So you can see if I put it up here, that mark, it's pretty hard to see on camera actually, is going to be right about where the bottom is. But what I did do is I actually angled it down a little bit so that there'll be a little excess at the bottom. I can always trim it off with a knife later, but it'll give me enough so I don't have any gap. Okay, you can see now that I've got that trimmed off, and it's pretty much flush with the threshold. So there you have it, not too difficult of a project, and didn't take very much time, wasn't very expensive either. Each of those pieces was about $15 for each of the long sides, and then I only needed a half a piece for the top. So really it would total cost, if you're doing multiple doors and you can reuse the other half, really probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $40 per door. So, and that was with the premium gasket that I bought. Now before you go to the store, make sure you take a look at your gaskets and that they're the same type as I had. Some of them have adhesive gaskets and there are different profiles and styles. So just kind of take a little look at that before you go so you don't get the wrong thing and have to make multiple trips to the store. As always, I'm Ryan Reynolds with Keller Williams Consultants Realty and the Ryan Reynolds team, guiding you to the home that fits your life.